Sometimes growth announces itself quietly, not in a bigger building, not in louder branding, but in one decision that changes how a business works every day. This week on Marketplace, we return to a business we first visited 8 months ago when the biggest focus was keeping supply steady. Back then, Atlantis Life Science was managing the daily pressures that come with imports and cash flow. Today, that conversation has changed. We return to see what a growth looks like from inside and how one financial decision can change the rhythm of an entire business. Let's go. Atlantis Life Science still operates in the same space, veterinary and pharmaceutical supply, where reliability matters. That pressure has not disappeared. What has changed is how the business now responds to it. All right, Lena, thank you so much for having us here again. Since we were last year at Atlantis Life Science, you were focused on stock reliability, import efficiency. What has changed since those days?
Thank you, Michelle, and welcome to Atlantis once again. So a lot has changed for us over the last couple of months since your last year. We've been able to have new products. We've done a new product for the fly control for use in households and feeding environments. We've also been able to have more employees to support the expansion that we've been currently doing. In terms of stocks, as you mentioned, we were looking to have more stocks, and we've been able to get more stock financing from Co-operative Bank, and we've been able to scale the stocks that we had recently. And also, most importantly, we've been able to onboard more packaging machines to automate our packaging lines and increase our efficiency, as well as to meet the demand that is coming across to us.
So it sounds like a very positive growth over the years, because your concern sounds like it's no longer about keeping the shelves stocked, right? How is it now? How is the stocking situation? How reliably are you stocking? How often are you stocking up?
So we are stocking up more often than we used to do. Actually, if you check how often we are doing our importation and even our local orders, it's improved so much. We've been able to meet our customer demands, because currently our demand is so huge, and we are appreciating how our products are doing in the market. So you find that we are no longer fighting for shelf space. We are actually fighting for how much we can supply to the customers efficiently and reliably. And actually, time was also a key issue. We wanted to cut the turnaround time in terms of the time the order is placed to when it is reached. And that's why now we thought automation could help us be more efficient in terms of the packaging and the time delivery. In terms of ordering, we are doing more planned import planning. We are doing more local supplies planning, so that now we can have all our inputs together. Then we can assemble them and make sure they reach the market on time.
Good. So let's talk about the shelves you have. Where are you currently stocking your products?
Yes, we mainly distribute through agrovets, countrywide, and the dairy cooperatives. We also have public health products that we do stock through our retail outlets, such as Naivas, and also through the agrovets. And you find that we have presence countrywide, other than some few parts of the country where we're yet to reach, because we are working on some products for those markets. But ideally, we distribute through the agrovets, the dairy co-ops, and the retail outlets like Naivas Supermarket.
DieFly may be the newest addition, but it sits within a much wider product ecosystem. Of course, before a machine begins working, another conversation has already happened, the financial one. Structured finance allowed Atlantis to acquire this machine without freezing day-to-day operations.
I think when you were last year, we had talked about improving our packaging efficiency and also our capacity. And we approached Co-operative Bank, and they were able to finance us to procure some machinery. And I think what I'm going to show you today is just part of the machinery, because we acquired around 4 lines of packaging. But today I'll show you one packaging line that we are currently using to pack our new novel product for fly control product. So as you can see currently today here, this is what we are currently packing. And this is where now we come and finish the product. So this product is called DieFly. It's a fly control product for use in households, eateries, slaughterhouses, just to keep the flies away.
And you know, in Kenya, especially when you have nematoma, it's like part of the ambience.
Yeah, it's part of the ambience. You know, you get it. And now you see with this product, we're able to make sure that as we're also addressing the animal health, we're addressing public health hygiene. So now with this machinery, if you allow me, maybe I can show you. Now this is a foam sealing four-side granular packing machine. So ideally the product will go through here. These are the two technicians currently. The product will go through here, then it will come. We get the packaging material in these reels, then it forms the pouch, it fills it, and then it seals it. So now this improves our efficiency, and also it improves the number of pouches we can pack. If we are doing it manually, we can only do 100 per hour, but right now we are doing around 3,000 pouches per hour, which also ensures that we're able to meet our customer demands timely. And now, once it is from this point, it goes now to the next point, where now here it is weighed to just confirm. The settings from the machine ensure that currently we pack 5 grams, it puts in only 5 grams. And this is now where you come and confirm on the weighing scale. You can see include weight of the pouch, it comes to 6 grams. Then now from there we have a user manual, which is a leaflet, which comes both in English and Kiswahili to explain to the end user what is this product, how do you use it, what is the application, what is the ways on how to use it, to store it, and etc. So they fold this here, and then now it moves to the next stage, where now they are doing the poaching together with the leaflet.
With the leaflet inside.
Yes, exactly. Now this is what happens here. They will have the complete product like this for user awareness, for them to read more about the product and how to use it. Then the last step will be to put it in a D-box, so that now this is how it is transported to the distributors, to the retail agrovets, to the Naivas supermarket. When you walk into Naivas, you'll find it in such a nice color on the shelf, and then it is sealed and hologrammed for safety, and then now it is put back into the warehouse, from where then they are able to do daily dispatch. Now this is how we store the product.
So you do daily dispatch every day?
Daily dispatch. So now from here they'll get the orders for today, and then now they'll be able to assemble either it's the 30 grams or the 5 grams and put them in their specific orders, and then now they're able to cut them out for logistics.
What are you able to do now that you're not able to do then?
Yeah, exactly. We needed this machine because packing this kind of product that has a huge reach, we needed to be able to reach our market. That means we're able to pack more products. As I earlier mentioned, if we are doing this process manually, we're only able to pack around 100 units per hour. But right now with this machine that we procured, we're able to do around 3,000 units per hour, which now gives us efficiency, gives us accuracy. It ensures each and every pouch is containing the 5 grams. It also ensures that there is uniformity across our product, and also the quality controls that go into it, because also we do in process quality control to check if the pouches are sealed well, and the machine ensures that we have a high level of accuracy for that as well.
A shift in the shilling can also change landing costs almost instantly. For an import-driven business, that affects pricing, planning, and supply all at once.
So Co-operative Bank has been our partner since the beginning, and when we approached them about this project that we are currently doing, because we are not only building capacity for our packaging line, we are building capacity also for manufacturing and repackaging. We told them of all the machinery we needed. We availed them with the pro forma invoices, the user specifications we needed, and we went to source for the machinery. Now this machinery, what happened is it's a blend of asset finance and capital expenditure, because we were keen, because of our ongoing demand for stocks, we didn't want them to finance with the working capital they are providing for us. So they went and custom made a solution that I'm now saying is a blend of asset finance and capital expenditure, because the machinery get to self-secure themselves to a certain percentage in the financing, and then now with this they're able to pay out to the suppliers, and the suppliers are able to send the machinery to us. As maybe you can see, some of this machinery are very user specific, so we had some customization done in the machinery that we needed, and it is in talking with Co-operative Bank that they understood that we don't want an off-the-shelf machinery. We will need to sit with the manufacturer, tell them this is what we want, and this is the speed we want, this is the spec we want, and all that came together. So asset financing covers for the bit where the machinery is self-securing, and then now for the part of the capital expenditure, it is to make sure that we have money for our day-to-day using the working capital line. Yeah.
So I want us to explain or understand a bit more this structure of financing that has allowed your business to continue day to day and allowed you to keep stocking reliably. So your business is using working capital, stock finance, letters of credit, capital expenditure support, even import, and import reliability. So let's begin with how these tools all work together to enable your business cycle on a day-to-day basis.
So all the instruments that we use, I think we are currently using almost all the instruments with Co-operative Bank. And as you mentioned, with the letters of credit, we're able to do our importations. This gives us reliability and credibility with our overseas suppliers. And now from the letter of credit, we go to the import duty finance. Once our goods have arrived at the port, we get import duty financing. Then from there, we have a credit line. I think that's where maybe I could have mentioned to you before. We have a credit line with Co-operative Bank that allows us to have different instruments. That is for the short-term loans. This can pay the local suppliers and also the overseas suppliers who are not open to the letter of credit yet. Some require cash in advance. So the short-term facility helps us to pay the suppliers locally. Then the import duty finance pays for the duties at the port. The letters of credit gives security and credibility to the overseas suppliers. Then we also have bid bonds for tendering and national supply. When we have tenders, whether with institutions or with government bodies, we're able to ask Bank to give us either bank guarantee or a bid bond. That has also enabled us to be able to get these tenders. And also at the same time, we're also able to use asset financing because as you realize, we have a lot of distribution to do. Covering the network countrywide has not been easy, but as I always say, Co-operative Bank has been the partner that has enabled us to grow from one vehicle to a fleet of now around 34 vehicles and motor vehicles. And this has only been possible because of asset financing. And we keep talking to them and we tell them for each milestone we are moving, we normally give them a planner of the motor vehicles we need. And we say, for this period, we'll be needing to phase out vehicles A, B, C, D to upgrade to these phases, and they support our asset financing needs. Then also now with the working capital, we structure our working capital now. From the credit line, we have one for the working capital, where we say we need stocks. Now, what do we do with this? We have a short-term opportunity we need to seize. Can you provide us with the capital, either in a short-term facility or with a 24 months or even longer periods? And it is this environment that has enabled the entire instruments to be a very inclusive ecosystem for us.
With forex support from Co-operative Bank of Kenya, Atlantis is able to manage those movements with greater certainty, reducing pressure on both supply and cash flow.
FX or forex is basically the exchange of one currency to another. And forex comes about because of trade, meaning trade happened. So when trade happens and I need to pay you in either currency, then of course I'll give you a rate that will give you an equivalent value of that currency to facilitate your trade transaction. So what we usually guide our customers and even the MSME customers, the rules of investment 101, if I may say so, it's never invest in something you do not understand. You're not really the expert, and that's why we have treasury departments like ourselves here to guide you and to help you. So one of the things that we do is that we give you a market analysis. What is happening in the market? What is going on? Are the wars affecting the value of your currency? Even in terms of timing, what would be the best time maybe to buy your currency, maybe to convert if you're an exporter and maybe you've received euros or pounds or whatever. How do you also safeguard your returns?
Talk to us about what happens, because importing pharmaceuticals and veterinary products involves forex risk, right? How has Co-operative Bank supported you in reducing this risk?
Yeah, exactly. So for us, what we do is a quarterly planning. So we do our shipments in our quarterly planning. And with this, we're able to talk to the COP Treasury and they're able to give us an edge of maybe predictions of how maybe the foreign currency is likely to behave over the next couple of months. Then we're able to plan how much foreign currency do we need to put out at this rate. Then also we keep interacting with the treasury to know when we are doing our payouts, is the rate favorable today? Do you see possibility for us to wait a day or two so that we can get a better edge in terms of the currency rate that we're going to get? And then also now in terms of this planning is knowing that there is likely to be supply chain disruption. So the planning early also helps you to be able to know if there is shortages of the foreign currency in the market, how will the bank be able to support our needs in terms of supplier payments, in terms of shipments and all these things. So ideally for us, it's more of a partnership, and it's the continuous involvement that we have with them. Now they're able to tell us, we see the rate today is not so good. I don't think maybe if we are able to do this payment today, we are likely to wait, and maybe there's likely to be a very major shift. The dollar or the euro might likely go up more than we expected, and they're able to give us that information, and we're able to now sit back and say, we need now either to make very early payments, or we need to maybe ask them to secure some currency for us.
And outside of those you've directly employed, how much more impact does this business have on farmers and retailers, on the transport sector?
Ideally, when we started, we were just 1 or 2 employees, but right now we have around 65 people. We have 31 on permanent, and this is growing. When you were last, I think it was around in September, we were only, I think, 56 of us. So you can see from them, we've onboarded around 9 more new people in technical areas, because also now you see also with the onboarding of machinery, you need technical personnel. With new products in the market, you need more technical people to talk about them. And now this is creating employment opportunities for people. And also I think we like to boast that we are very keen on giving youths an opportunity to work with us, because also as a young company, we need their young, energetic ability. They are very agile, they're able to adapt, they're able to move with us, they're able to also see opportunities and communicate them back to us. So this has enabled us to give different people, whether technical and unskilled workers, opportunities for employment. And also now in terms of farmer reach, normally we train around 13,000 to 16,000 farmers in a year. But now we are looking at a scale where we can scale more to reach around 50,000. And I think within this year, we're able to reach maybe around 20,000. And this is the impact we are having, because for us, we believe it is the knowledge transfer to the farmer, to the households, in what can our products do for you. And you find that most of our products are anchored towards management and actually profitability of the farms, making sure the households are secure. So our key areas is animal health and public health. So as we are taking care of this, we have to teach the people. We do webinars, we do online webinars on our social medias. We do technical trainings for the technical personnel, as we also are certified CPD center. We do internship, we are an internship center. We take the technical people and give them training. So we have quite a big overreach in terms of employment. And now that we are looking to have our second line, the major line that's going to be running, we are likely to double the personnel that we have. And now that is the kind of impact that we have, knowing that we are supporting households not only to improve their profit, but to have a livelihood for a better life.
By the time these products reach the shelf, several financial decisions have already happened quietly in the background.
So if I look at Atlantis, their financial cycle begins on importation, because most of their products are imported. So we have to start by financing their letters of credit, so that we smoothen the process of importation from end to end. And sometimes they have their local suppliers. So they also need to get some supplies locally. So we have to finance the entire chain. So once the product reaches the premise here, it needs to go through some processing, some packaging, and in that they also need the machines, So we need to get here and finance some of those capex needs to enable the smooth operation and the efficiency in terms of operations. They'll need asset financing, let's say, for the vehicles that will transport that good to the market. So we also come in that space as a bank, and the off-takers as well.
Speaking to Lena, she spoke of a trade credit line that then enables them to have all these financial tools under it: working capital, capex, the import duty finance. At what point does a business like this realize that one financial tool is not enough? And what solutions do you have for a business like that?
Okay, so for such a business, the point they come to realize that they cannot just, let's say, rely on working capital. You find like the trade solutions are more short term. So some can go for 7 days, some can go for 30 days. So if you take a long term facility for a short term need, it also becomes very expensive. So when the business realizes that they need to take advantage of such facilities that are properly structured, are customized to the needs, the day-to-day operations of a business, that's when they now approach us, and we're able to structure the products into their daily operations and their daily financial flow.
Lena mentions letters of credit for imports. Why is a letter of credit important when dealing with overseas suppliers?
So a letter of credit is very important for such a business because they most of the time are not aware of the supplier, and there's the trust issues. It's a security. So it's to ensure that the product is delivered so that your money is not at any risk. And also it ensures that the right product is delivered, because we will not make any payments until that product arrives at the port and we are sure that it's what was exactly ordered for. So it protects business, and it comes in handy when we are doing international trade.
For an entrepreneur who is dealing in the same business and looking to acquire the same tools and financial tools as Lena, what would be your call to action to them?
I'd urge all of us to have a relationship. In all our branches, we have the relationship managers. We call them the business bankers. So, and of course, your branch manager is also very important to have a strong relationship with them. So if you don't already have a relationship with either a branch manager or a banker, the business banker in your nearest home branch, I'd urge them to make that visit, introduce themselves. Most of the time you'll find our branch managers will want to pay a visit to that business and understand it better. When we get to your business premise, we will understand your needs much more, and we're able to come with customized solutions for you.
For us, what next is to increase our internal capacity first, as we also try to reach the East African market, because we are looking to be regional leaders in the veterinary pharmaceutical space, and also in the public health sector within the next 5 years. And we want to expand in a way that we have regional presence. We can scale and cover the capacity in Kenya, and also move to maybe the East African market, where we've seen a lot of potential, and there's also a lot of traction for our products, only that we don't have the current capacity to move there.
There comes a point in business when growth stops looking like effort and begins to look like structure. For Atlantis Life Science, that next chapter is already taking shape. My name is Michelle Ngele Odhiambo. This is Marketplace, driving trade one business at a time. To grow your business today, visit any Co-operative Bank branch and ask to speak to a business banker.